I said astigmatism in my soul.
Hey, yo, man, this the podcast with soul.
Life is like a movie and we in it and we in it. We on major league and we did it and we did it. It's all about that action, keep it moving, keep it moving. Pursue your dreams, that's how you do it. Life is like a movie and we in it and we in it. We on major league and we did it and we did it. It's all about that action, keep it moving, keep it moving. Pursue your dreams, that's how you do it. It all starts with a statement. Next step is visualization. Step 3.
Check it out.
Continue affirmations accompanied by faith. All based in action, moving in direction of the damn thing. Don't let nothing get in your way doing the damn thing. When it seems like all this fail, keep your mind focused, moving so you don't fail. Cause it's easy to stop, hard as ever to keep going. So many failures, why should I keep going? I got vision, therefore I see it finish. Only way to do that is to see it finish. If you got a plan, put your all in it. Life's an obstacle course, put your all in it. Across the line, yeah, we all finish. Choose a place, all that matters is that you finish. Life is like a movie and we in it and we in it. We on major league and we did it and we did it. It's all about that action, keep it moving, keep it moving. Pursue your dreams, that's how you do it. Life is like a movie and we in it and we in it. We on major league and we did it and we did it. It's all about that action, keep it moving, keep it moving. Pursue your dreams, that's how you do it.
Yo, what's up, man? Can y'all hear me good? Is the sound good? Is the sound clear? I need to know if the audio is good, man. Is the audio money? Is the audio money? Check me out. Is the audio money? Audio is good. All right. We here, we live. You know what it is. Hey, yo, man, this the podcast with soul.
I said astigmatism in my soul.
Yo, shout out to everybody, man. Let me put my Instagram up here at the top. Y'all make sure y'all follow me on my Instagram. Let me put that down here in the joint right here. I'm going to pin that at the top. So y'all follow. Ed Clark, what's up, man? I see you, man. Always tell them honeys the truth. Don't never lie to them. You better than them. The pleasure's in being with you, not them. Never forget that part. All right, so I'm chilling, man. It's Wednesday night, October the 26th, 2022. We're going to talk about Kanye West. A different perspective. Kanye West, a different perspective. I'm not going to get into everything. Y'all know what it is, everything that's in the news lately. And, I try not to, I don't, a lot of YouTubers, social media influencers make a lot of money discussing other people, talking about other people. I've chosen not to go that route. I like to mind my business. Ed Clark, shout out to Ed Clark for the super chat. I see you.
Life is like a movie and we in it and we in it. We on major league and we did it and we did it. It's all about that action, keep it moving, keep it moving. Pursue your dreams, that's how you do it.
And, some people choose to build a social media platform that way. Celebrity gossip, beefs, slandering other people. I've chose to stay away from that. You can grow a YouTube platform or any kind of social media platform very quickly by going that route. But I just chose not to do that. That's not my thing. I don't want to get into tearing somebody down in order to get myself up. And a lot of the dudes that do get into and adopt that strategy of celebrity gossip, and you know the names, you know who they are. I'm not going to get into that with you. Once you go that route and you start defaming people, character assassinating people, gossiping about people, these social media influencers can't even go outside anymore. They're not safe because of personal attacks on the celebrity and their families. And I choose not to go that route. I could go anywhere. You see me, I'm in the street, I'm free, because I don't get off on tearing other people down. That's not what I do. I just choose not to do that. Like I told you, if you haven't heard before, I'm not a gangster. I'm a scholar. You understand? And, you know, when I self-proclaim that I'm not a gangster, that don't mean I'm a pussy or I'm soft or I'm weak. That don't mean that. It's just that I have knowledge of self and that I've met real people that chose that lifestyle. And when I saw and spoke and was around these people for an extended period of times, I realized what I was and what I was not. But a whole 100%, 1,000%, 7,000%, 9,000%, I'm a scholar.
Life is like a movie and we in it and we in it. We on major league and we did it. And
I'm very smart, I'm very intelligent, I'm well read, I'm very articulate. I pronounce my words beautifully. I enunciate the syllables flawlessly. I'm a voracious reader. I'm a superb observer. I watch. I stay aware. And I'm very smart, and that makes me a scholar. And I rep that.
life is like a movie and we in it and we in it. We on major league and we did it and we did it. It's all about that action. Keep it moving, keep it moving. Pursue your dreams. That's how you do it.
Kanye West is the son of two foundational Black Americans. I'm a foundational Black American. My father is from Bennettsville, South Carolina, that whole side of the family. Bennettsville, South Carolina. And on my mother's side, my mother is from Lincoln County, Georgia. Foundational Black Americans, the Black Americans that were slaves here on this country. Kanye West shares the same lineage as me. His mother was born and raised in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. And I think his father was from Georgia, from Atlanta. So from one foundational Black American to the other, this is truly, not only do we share the same skin color, but we share the same lineage. We share the same story. We share the same husbandry. We come from the same place. Kanye West, it's undeniable undeniable that he's a genius. Kanye West is a foundational Black American genius.
Life is like a movie and we in it and we in it. We on Major League and we did it and we did it. It's all about that action, keep it moving, pursue your dreams, that's how you do it.
Kanye West, born in Atlanta, grew up, spent time in China. His mother was a Fulbright scholar, and she taught in China. She brought young Kanye along with her to China. He learned to speak the language. Roland Lee, all my members in here, you see the members in here with the green joint. His mother said he adapted well in China. He spent an extended period of time there, meshed in with the Chinese children while he was there. This was as a child. His father, Ray West, born in 1949, was a member of the Black Panther Party in the 1970s. This is Kanye West's father. He became the first black photojournalist for the Atlanta Journal and Constitution in the city of Atlanta, Georgia. Kanye West's father was the first. Kanye West's mother got all kind of degrees. She got a bachelor's degree in English from Virginia Union University in 1971 and her doctoral degree from Auburn University in 1980. Okay. In August 1958, she took part in a sit-in in Oklahoma City. Donda West, Kanye West's mother, also taught at my alma mater, Morris Brown College in Atlanta, Georgia. She was on the faculty there. She taught at Morris Brown College, historically black college in the state of Georgia, in the city of Atlanta. The only school in the state of Georgia founded by foundational American blacks for foundational American blacks. No other school in the state of Georgia can lay claim to that title. They flippantly throw out that they're a black school, they're an HBCU, they're this and they're that. But only one school in the whole state can say they were founded by a foundational American black man in 1881, 16 years after the Emancipation Proclamation took effect, January 1st, 1865. Abraham Lincoln signed it in 1863. Reluctantly, Abraham Lincoln reluctantly signed it because the South was losing the war, the Civil War between the North and the South. And the strategy was, if we free the foundational black American slaves from the South, they'll run off the plantation, they'll leave the South, run to the North, we'll train them and give them guns and have them fight the South to do away with the slavery. And the South was clearly the richer side because of the cotton plantations and all of the slavery plantations. So it was a brilliant strategy, but it wasn't something that he, as I was taught in the first and second grade, Honest Abe. Remember we was taught about Honest Abe? Abraham Lincoln did say that if he could preserve the Union without freeing one slave, he would do that. And if he could preserve the Union by freeing all of the slaves, he would do that. So he was a little ambivalent. But nonetheless, I don't want to digress into all of that. You know, as I told you, I'm a scholar, and once I get on these, I have a tremendous amount of information. I studied a lot. I read a lot. But getting back to Morris Brown is the greatest school in the world. You know why? Because I went there.
Life is like a movie and we in it and we in it. We on Major League and we did it and we did it. It's all about that action, keep it moving, pursue your dreams, that's how you do it.
So, this is who raised this man that we now know as Kanye West. And we only view him through the prism of his musical accomplishments, right? Especially if you're a dummy, right? Especially if you're a dummy, right? If you've been dumbed down and, you're just a follower, you understand? And, you have no purpose. You don't search things out. You're not a sleuth, right? You don't have no type of critical thinking. You play follow the follower, and whatever somebody tells you, you believe. If that's you, that's pretty much the whole prism with which you view Kanye. But I'm gonna try to shed a little light on Kanye as best I can. Mr. Gola Boy, thank you, who was another black man who owned 100%. Thank you for that super chat. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. If you give me a super chat or you send me a Cash App and I don't jump on it right away, please don't be offended. I want to keep my train of thought here. I want to stay focused on what I'm doing here. Somebody send this video to Kanye West and tell him he's welcome on my platform. I'd love to interview him. Tell him I'm a Morris Brown graduate. His mother wasn't teaching there when I went there. I didn't get there in 1987. But these are the two people that raised this man, right? And I don't want to get into what kind of relationship he had with his father and with his mother. We don't know. All we know is what they report in the media, and we know that that is always subject for revision. You understand? But let me see. Hold on. His charitable work, the charity work that he does, man. Look him up when you get off of this. His philanthropy. West, alongside his mother, founded Kanye West Foundation in Chicago in 2003, tasked with the mission to battle dropout and illiteracy rates while partnering with community organizations to provide underprivileged youth access to music education. In 2007, West partnered with Strong American Schools as a part of the ED in 2008. He hosted an inaugural benefit concert in August 2008. He founded the Donda West Foundation. They founded the Donda's House. He set up schools in Chicago for kids between the age of 15 and 24 to learn how to write. Schools in California. I mean, his philanthropy and his charitable work stretches for miles. stretches for miles, what he does. And he does it in the city of Chicago. Born in Atlanta, raised a little bit in Chicago, some in China, but primarily in Chicago. And, you know, does a tremendous amount of charitable work. Now, you know, from what I've heard, they say he's the richest Black American in the world, the richest Black person in the world from Africa, out of all 8 billion people. Now, Sean G, I'm just a little nickel and dime dude. I'm small potatoes. You know, I'm a broke YouTuber. I'm a broke podcaster. You know, I'm a single father. I live here in a 2-bedroom apartment, me and my son. I'm a very happy man. I love my life and I love me, and I'm satisfied with self because I got knowledge of self. But when I talk about this man and when I listen to what's being said about this man, YFNV, one of my members, I see you, homeboy. All my members come in here with the green. YFNV, I see you, man. With peace to you too, homeboy. Peace. You know, I have to look at this thing from a realistic perspective. I say, Sean, man, you just a little nickel and dime nigga, man. You small potatoes, you understand? In terms of financial resources, when you're talking about me and you're talking about, some say, what is he worth, $11 billion or something like that with all of the things he had going on. And I know he's lost a lot of deals in the last few days, and I said to myself, I said, Sean G. Because most people that attain that kind of wealth and that kind of fame, it throws them off. That lifestyle, I think that amount of fame and wealth, it changes them, right? And I said, Sean G, there's no way in the world that you could begin to identify with the 23 hours and 56 minutes and 4 seconds of Kanye West's life and the 23 hours and 56 minutes and 4 seconds of your life. They are entirely different. Entirely different. You know, he has seen some things and had certain experiences that I could never, ever, ever relate to as a result of his massive financial wealth. Check me out. Check me out. Check Sean G out. But I'm able to compartmentalize his financial wealth with his happiness wealth, his satisfaction with his life. Because we've been trained and indoctrinated to believe that the more money you have, the better life you have. Fool him, devil. Fool him. Fool him, devil. We're led to believe every day that the bigger your bank account, the more famous you are, the better your life is, and you have a better life than John Q. Public. Fool him. A lot of these people with these massive amounts of money and these massive amounts of fame struggle mentally every single day to deal with that. In some days, they wish that they can turn it off and go back to being able to ride a public bus, to just go into a Chipotle restaurant and order them a chicken bowl and sit down and eat, grab them a napkin, a fork, and sit down and eat, and nobody recognize them. They wish that they can go back and do that. Because what that fame and what that monetary, that massive amount of wealth does, it isolates these people and they become prisoners. They become inmates. They become more confined and incarcerated in their life than a postal clerk walking their postal route Monday through Friday. And I say, Sean, man, there's no way in the world you can relate, nor anybody that's a part of John Q. Public. And when I mean John Q. Public, I mean everyday people, can even begin to understand the life of Kanye West. I got 2 cell phones, and I'm a little nickel and dime YouTuber. I got one YouTube phone and I got a personal. He might have 4 phones or more. 4 or 5 administrative assistants or secretaries, countless people reporting to him through all of these charities, these different businesses, people calling him every day, all day. It don't never stop. It don't never stop. Can't go to McDonald's with his kids, comes out of his house, TMZ, wherever he travels, they find out where he is, and he comes out of the hotel or whatever, just trying to enjoy his life, and cameras are flashing everywhere he goes, every day of his life. That can't be happiness. So I have to tell myself, I have to say, Sean, now, don't judge this man, because you have no idea what it's like to be him. Right? And he chose this life. He wanted to be famous. He wanted to be rich. But then later on in the song that he did with Drake and them, he said, you want this life, man, you can have it back. I wanted this life, man, you can have it back. It may not need nothing at all, but understand nothing was done for me. I'm not taking up for him, but I said, Sean, you can't judge this man because you have no idea what it's like to walk in his shoes for a day, 23 hours, 56 minutes, and 4 seconds. You might not be able to handle it. The perpetual isolation. And, he has never conformed. He has never conformed to anything but his own music. He has never conformed. And to us, or I should say y'all, John Q. Public, who conform to everything, he appears like a weirdo. Because he doesn't conform to nothing. He wasn't raised that way. Mother and father didn't raise him that way. They didn't. And his mother said it. She said, I raised him for greatness. And he's that. Like him or hate him, his accomplishments speak for themselves. Won over 24 Grammys, 160 million records sold. You can't front on him. So to a society of weaklings, people that take direction and receive external frequencies from things external to them and are able to be moved and shaped by external forces, he seems like a weirdo because he doesn't conform to that at all. And see, when you're a genius, the man is a genius. When you're a genius, you border on insanity. You border on, you really, to John Q. Public, to a little nickel and dime person like me and you guys that are nurses at a hospital and you go and you work 7 to 3, or you drive the bus from 12 to 8 at night, or you a postal clerk and you work from 6 to 2, to us, he seems crazy, right? But could it really be the opposite way? Could we really be the crazy ones that are repressing our true selves, that are afraid to express ourselves and choose to fit in so as to not rock the boat? To the point to where we no longer need signals to destroy our drive. We do it on our own. They said that back in slavery times, when Jim Crow was in effect in the South here in America in the 1930s, 40s, and 50s, foundational Black Americans used to have to go to the back of any establishment, a restaurant or whatever, to get their food or whatever, whereas other patrons were able to go into the front door and sit down. Foundational Black Americans had to go to the back to get their food. And it had been taught from generation to generation, and the fear had been implanted in the heart of the kids from generation to generation that after it had lasted for so long, you didn't even have to tell the youth that they had to go to the back to get their food. They automatically went, right? They automatically exercised that inferior move and went to the back without even being told, right? And the same holds true today in 2023. The majority of America, All of the nationalities, there's about 300 million people in America, 330 million, whatever the number is. And the overwhelming majority don't even have to be told what to do. They automatically go to the back. They automatically repress their true selves. They automatically put a mask on and lie. They automatically don't say how they feel. They automatically are afraid to not express themselves. Automatic. Scram Jam. YFNV. Automatic. Some of y'all are such cowards that you won't even express yourself. You afraid to express yourself to your lady and your side piece and your other side piece that you dealing with all three. You that much of a pussy that you can't even do that, but you stand in judgment of this man for speaking what's on his heart. Some of y'all are so cowardly, you can't even, ladies, you can't even tell your husband, or husbands, you can't even tell your wife you don't even love them anymore. And you just conform and you repress your true self and you remain in an uncomfortable situation because you weak. But then you stand in judgment of this man. And I don't want to split hairs on what he said or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I don't get into that. I'm not into hate. That's not my thing. But the man spoke what he felt. Takes a lot of balls to do that. Takes a lot of courage to do that. See, this is a different perspective. And I was on my live earlier today. And I often think about this. When we look back, and the whole world looks at this, the whole planet looks at this. And when we look back and we look at the 1960s, right here in the United States of America, and that civil rights struggle, and the foundational Black American and what he did and what he exhibited, I need y'all to check me out, man.
Life is like a movie and we in it and we in it. We on Major League and we did it and we did it. It's all about that action, keep it moving, pursue your dreams, that's how you do it.
Right here in the 1960s, it was the young people, the ones that was in their 20s, early, mid-20s, that chose to stand up and be counted and to speak their truth and put their lives on the line. And in some cases, a lot of them lost their life. Some of them lost their freedoms. But when you look back at these people, these people were giants. From the music to the civil rights movement to the students that were in college, these people were giants because they stood up and chose not to conform at a time when the power structure was more repressive. Especially in Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, Texas, Arkansas, Tennessee, Kentucky, Louisiana, South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia. They stood up all the way through the 70s. Coming up in my era in the 80s. And here we are, 60 years later. 60 years later from the 60s, in the world, the 8 billion people are more pussified than ever, are more conforming than ever. So, you know, I haven't seen many fellow artists, maybe they have, that Kanye West has helped, that Kanye West launched their careers, that Kanye West helped them acquire resources enough to take care of their families for the next 2 or 3 generations. None of the artists that he provided beats for or sold beats to that helped them establish their career. I haven't seen any of them come out in his defense. And not even in his defense, but just to his support, which goes to show that you know, you're pretty much on your own. You're pretty much on your own. That's how this thing goes. And I just wanted to come on here tonight and offer a different perspective, man. And send this video to Kanye West. Tell him, man, I'd love to interview him. He's welcome on my platform. And I want to give a shout out to everybody that came through tonight. I appreciate all of y'all. And I'm going to catch up with y'all later. Make sure you subscribe. Follow me on my Instagram. My Instagram is right here in the live chat. It's pinned at the top of the live chat. All right. Peace.
Life is like a movie and we in it and we in it. We on Major League and we did it and we did it. It's all about that action, keep it moving, pursue your dreams, that's how you do it. Life is like a movie and we in it and